I've been out repotting some of my Alamo vine. Been working on it for quite a little while, but before I go any farther, I want to take a few moments to share this beautiful plant with you. This is the genus Dissectus. It's in the same family as morning glories, but it doesn't bloom in the morning. It blooms from midday till the afternoon, and it does produce a beautiful bloom. Faintly scented, beautiful bloom. Got more buds coming, more blooms, really nice. This plant is kind of unique. After it blooms, it's going to start setting these little globes. The globes will start drying up, turning brown. They'll open up like a flower, and inside is the little seed compartment. And I'll show you one in just a moment. A very lightweight foliage. It is a trailing vine. Now here's one of the little globes beginning to turn dark, and that will eventually dry completely up and turn brown and open up. Very light foliage. It is an aggressive vine when it's growing, but since it is so light, it doesn't cause any damage. And in our area, as in most areas, it's going to grow completely dormant in the wintertime, so that helps control the vine. Fantastic for your pollinators, and the vine lends itself very well to hedges. You do need some support. Trellis, fences, growing up trees, anything like that. Let me see if I can find some seed pods that are ready. I don't see any right off, but sometimes they hide a little bit. But I really think these globes are really nice. Okay. Easy to grow. Fairly disease resistant, pest resistant. They do like some full sun. If you're in very hot weather, a little relief from the hot in the afternoon will work. Again, the flowers only stay open for a little while in the middle of the day. Isn't that pretty? Snow white petals with a little ruby or pinkish colored throat. Then they start swelling up at the base and they form those little globes. The globes dry out, open up, and there's your seed pod. Nice. Now this is a really neat seed pod off of the Alamo vine. It's very lightweight. I wish it would hold its integrity better because it would be fantastic in floral arrangements, but it's very soft and it crushes very easily. So you have the flower, and I don't have a flower in bloom to show right this moment. At the base of the flower, after it's pollinated and it dies back, the ovum starts swelling. That's these neat little capsules. This will turn brown, and then it's going to open up. And inside is going to be that little compartment that holds the seeds. Really neat. So when you open this little compartment up, it just crushes really easy. There will be anywhere from 2 to 4 seeds. So this one had 4 seeds. They're very hard. You'll want to soak them. You might even want to scarify them. You know, nick them, sandpaper a little bit, something to break that hard coating. It's designed to be that way, though, to go through animals' digestive systems and then have the seed pooped out somewhere else. But very hard. Soak them 24 hours. Nick them if you wish. If you're pulling them straight off of your vine and they're fresh, you can just go ahead and plant them. Now these are fresh off the vine. I'm going to go ahead and just plant these without soaking them. But I would suggest that if you order seeds online, or if you have stored your seeds for a while, to soak them, maybe even nick them. Neat, huh? Okay. I've got a little 6-pack sale here. On these plants, I usually put 1 to 2 per cell. That is up to you, how much your resources are, how many pots you have, soil you have, seeds you have. I'm only going to put 1, and I'm only going to put this 4 right now, because again, we are going into fall. This is a deciduous plant. It's going to go dormant. If I were in the spring, early spring, or if I were planting up seeds 4 to 6 weeks before my projected last frost date, then I would probably put 2 seeds per cell. And I would soak them, and I would scarify them. But since we're going into fall, I really don't want to plant any more plants right now. They're just going to go dormant. But this is what you do. You just lay them on. And you've probably heard me mention before, I just lay the seeds down. I place all my seeds first. Then I go back and I mash them in, put my label on. I'm not going to physically plant these. I'm going to take these seeds back because I want to save them for next spring. The foliage on the vine that I showed you in the first part of this video has actually, in the last day or so, begun to die back. All across the top of the fence is still fresh foliage. There's still some buds, and there's still some of the little ovums going on. But the majority of the foliage is beginning to show signs of decline. Now, if you are collecting your own seeds, a suggestion is that you go ahead, you remove your seeds from the little container. Because if they aren't completely dry, you can get mold in your sack or pot or wherever you're storing them. So I always remove my seeds from the compartment. If there's any that doesn't look too well, I throw them away. Like this. It may be fine, but I have enough on this plant that I can just keep the nice, fresh, pretty black ones. Like that. So I will lay these out in a plate for several days. Inside I have a table that I put all my plates of seeds on to dry, so that they dry extremely well before I put them in a storage container. And you can put them in any type of container you wish. You can put them in a glass jar, plastic jar. You can put them in a plastic bag, a paper bag. Up to you. Now, that one only had 3. And one more here. Okay. So I'll gather these up and I'll go and lay them out. I have some more that I need to take the seeds out of the little compartment, let them dry for several days, and then I'll store them. Early next spring, again, 4 to 6 weeks before my last projected frost date, I can go ahead and start seedlings inside. Then they'll be ready to plant out. So Alamo vine is really easy. They aren't really a large seed. So all you have to do is put them in a 1/2 inch, maybe an inch. That's it. Now, this is some little seedlings that I started. And I just put them in some recycled cups to make sure you have really good drainage holes. And they are a couple of months old. Nice root system, kind of root bound. Now this is one plant. It just has some really nice growth going on. They grow in little rhizomes. Isn't that neat? So I just, well, snug that out in a little pot. I want to make sure that I bury it up to the point to where it was buried previously, or even a little bit higher. And then that's how easy that is. My soil is pre-moistened. This is going to go into dappled light. I'll keep it watered. I don't want it to dry out. Now, even these are going to lose their foliage, so make sure there's labels in there. If I don't have labels after a while, I'm just going to have a pot that has a couple of dead-looking twigs in it. And then I can try to figure out what it is. So I'm going to come back. I will backfill this pot a little bit more and put my label in. And here is a young one also that was in that pot. I will probably just snug it into the same pot. You can put one seedling per pot, two, just depends upon the size of your pot. This is a trade gallon, so they'll be fine. I have another one to do. I just need to go and get my container. Again, make sure you have really good drainage holes. They will need support even this young. That's it. That's our pretty seeds, our pretty seed compartments, the neat, unusual ovum that it opens up and looks like a flower itself. Easy to grow. A midday blooming morning glory, the Alamo vine. And until we speak again, have a fantastic day.